What up, peoples? This is Unit, and this is my review of Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, graphically, the one thing that you will notice from the start, this game is beautiful. This is from the minds of Square Enix and Disney, or Buena Vista Games, as they call it. The game is hot. You know, you playing, the main character is Sora, which you, if you're familiar from Kingdom Hearts 1, he's the main character in Kingdom Hearts 2. And you have Donald and Goofy, his two sidekicks, which you know are like the real cartoony Disney style characters. Now, the one thing about the graphics, like as I stated before, is that it has a lot of different various art styles, and you can tell from the several different worlds that you travel in the world of Kingdom Hearts. You have like a realistic world from Pirates of the Caribbean to the like whimsical world of like Disney's, you know, Disney's Castle Land, where everything is sort of built like with like funky arc shapes and curves and bubbles. And then even you go to like Winnie the Pooh. Now I know a lot of you are gonna start laughing, but you know, Winnie the Pooh stage is it kind of works because it's a Disney game, so you know it's expected. If you played any of the previous Final Fantasies and you notice like anytime you do a summon or like a fire effect, you know, the graphics are like rich and sharp, and you know, it also goes with the audio of the game, and that the different, you know, the different attacks that you get in there, like you range from fire, ice, and then you also get the summoned attacks, you know. And what's cool about the summoned attacks is that they're not like these mystical beasts that you're familiar with from Final Fantasy, but instead they're like these creatures from various Disney movies. So, you know, there's a summon where you actually summon Chicken Little, you know, he come running in, you know, with his little baseball, he starts throwing it and attacking the enemies and stuff like that. So, on to the gameplay. Now, I know a lot of people, y'all might hate me for this, but this, when it comes down to it, this game is a button masher. There's moments in the game where you'll have the controller, you don't even have to touch the analog, you just sit there just mashing away like that. And I bring that up because there's points in the game where, you know, you have several enemies flying around or like moving about on the screen, and say there's like an enemy in the sky, like floating above you. All you have to do just by pressing the button constantly, Sora will fly to the enemy without you physically having to make him jump and move. And you know, it helps at times when you know, fighting several enemies at the same time, but then you kind of lose the interactivity of it all. You know, it just feels like you're just playing a button masher, and you know, oh, let me just hurry up and get through this. Let me just kill all these enemies. So you're not really, you know, having devising strategies like I'm gonna use a fire attack to weaken him, and then use the ice, you know, use an ice blast to, you know, freeze his enemy. All it just comes down to is just mashing the buttons and how fast I can defeat this enemy. And you know, being, you know, with the button mash, it also brings up the point, like you'll notice on the left, you know, bottom left corner of the screen, you have these several magic and summon attacks that you can use. But what makes it, you know, awkward is that, you know, as you fighting and there's so much going on screen at one time that it gets kind of hard to, you know, select. I'm gonna select ice, and then I'm gonna do a summon, you know, because there's so much chaos going on to the screen that, you know, it's like you just want to beat everything, so you lose it. You know, you just like, ah, let's forget about use this magic. I'm just gonna go through and mash and destroy everything I can as fast as possible, and you know, heal whenever I can. And speaking of heal, the best person to use is Donald. Keep Donald in your crew. You know, there'll be points where you know, you can't have like 4 party members, is always stick to 3. So most of the time when you switch out, keep Donald, because my man is the magic king in that game. You know, he's the one that got the heal powers and the lightning, and it's cool about his attacks is they attack multiple enemies at one time. Replay. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are gonna sit and plow through this game a second time after all the stuff you went through the first time. Now, you know, the only reason I would actually go through the game is because if you go through and, you know, you beat some of the levels, there's some parts where you can actually go back to the levels and continue more missions. Now, those is not crucial to, you know, progressing through the game, but there's there to give you the option to go back and do like a little more stuff. And the reward that you get from that is you unlock a secret movie that is a teaser for like Kingdom Hearts 3 if they ever do one, or it's just there, you know, just to reward you for beating the game, you know, going through and actually getting all the missions and completing the missions and opening up every secret and stuff like that. Overall, I give this game because one, it just feels like a button masher at times, and I wish it was kind of a little more interactivity going on between you fighting the enemies and you're not just sitting there just plowing away. And you know, my only real drive to actually go through the game was just to see the different worlds and the various art styles. You know, there was a story in there, but it wasn't particularly that strong for me to like, you know, I want to beat this boss so I can see what's going to happen next in this world. The main thing was just I want to see what the next level looked like and how they portray the, you know, how they portray the animated properties, and you know, I don't really think that's a strong reason to want to complete a game. It should be the story that grabs you, and Kingdom Hearts 2 just doesn't grab me story wise. So overall,